adjusted. How are you? Having a little bit of issue here. Just give me a second. There we are, I think. Can you guys hear me okay? Just checking the sound. Okay, now I just need to get connected here. Connect. Sorry for the jumping around. Come on. Oh, I love technology. Well, let's see. Okay. We're starting to see things now. Let me see if we can see it on. Sorry about this. I don't know what's going on. Okay. There we go. Okay, just get this camera. Okay. Well, I hope everything is all right now. If you're out there, please say hi to me because I won't necessarily see that you're there unless you say hi. So I'd appreciate an acknowledgement. Uh, Tonight, I'm doing something a little different. I'm going to be showing you how versatile our products are. And we're going to be working with paper. And I did a little test earlier today. Let me just see. Hey, if you're there, say hi. I did a test with our ink and our paste. Well, I'm jumping ahead. Hi, I'm Michelle. I am an independent designer with Couture. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Couture, we are a company that creates high-end DIY home projects. We use paste that goes on wet and dries hard, and we also have ink and many surfaces, and we have transfers, and this will be the transfer we're using tonight. And our transfers are reusable. They have an adhesive back, so they're used over and over and over again, and we can use average 10 times, but if you take really good care of it, I'm sure you could get more than just the 10 times out of it. I know I have, but we can't make promises. Um, but Couture is a relatively new company. We've been around for about 2.5 years, and it is a great company to be a part of, and great products and great community. And I'm hoping that people will get inspired to do something new and different. I'm focusing towards the paper crafters tonight, and but just to give you a little information of what's going on right now is we have a subscription plan. That seems to be very trendy today, a lot of subscription boxes. And we have transfer of the month that comes with the transfer and tapes. What am I thinking of? Packets of paste, I should say. And let me just grab the board so you can see what the current month's uh, transfer is. And it's only $19.99 a month, free shipping. You pay the tax. You get billed on the 15th of the month, and it's a great program so that you can have something to do every month. This is our Aiden board. It's magnetic. It's a beautiful board, and the nice thing is this washes off. So when you get your next month's subscription, you can change it, and this way you're not storing a ton of boards. So that makes it very, very convenient and nice. So if anyone is interested in learning more about our Club Couture, please type in the comment box uh, club, and I'll send you more information on it. And let me just see if I put it down more. And if you're interested in learning more about what I'm doing, type in team, and again, send you information. But I've talked enough, and but if you do join the Club Couture this month, we have 20% off all inks for you as our preferred customer. So that's something you may seriously want to consider. So as I was saying, uh, I was testing our inks and our pastes today because I wanted to see how well they held up to lamination. And the large hearts, pull this up, the large hearts are ink, and this one here is our shimmer silver, and the small hearts, or these are paste, excuse me, the small hearts are ink. This is our shimmer gold. I just didn't do it well there. It had nothing to do with the lamination. I just wanted to see if the heat of the laminator would do anything to our inks, and it doesn't. So I am going to be doing some laminating with paper products, cardstock to be specific, and I think you'll be happy that you joined me tonight. So as I said, I'm going to be using our Always Follow Your Heart transfer. This is our special transfer that is uh, it supports Watts of Love, which is a 501 3C charity that provides LED solar lights to underprivileged families in Africa. And everyone who buys one of this particular transfer, $2 goes towards Watts of Love. And that's something that is really wonderful, and I am very supportive of it. So what we're going to do first is, because our transfers are reusable, we have a carrier sheet on it, and I'm going to write on the back of it just so I know front from back. I'm just going to do real quick here. And as I said earlier, our carrier or transfers are reusable several times over, at least 8 to 12 times. and they're very sticky. And we have a glossy side of the carrier sheet as well as the more matte side. And after you clean your transfer, you want to be able to put this back on without having an issue by putting it on the wrong side. So by labeling it, it does make it better for you in the long run. So I'm going to carefully pull this off. And this is our fuzzing towel. It's a good thing to have because it serves two purposes. The one on this side that has the tag is the terry side, and what it does is it puts some lint on it so that it'll come off our surfaces more easily. Now, our silk screens, our transfers, are a fabric, so you want to be careful not to stretch them and pull them from corners. I'm going to fuzz this one up a little better because I am putting it on paper. Now the inside, the softer side, that's more of a microfiber fabric, and it will help clean off our surfaces, our reusable surfaces. So I'm going to put this aside. Now I'm going to be, well, I'll show you that. I already pre-cut my paper to the size that I want, and I'm going to try to get it somewhat centered. And the only part of the transfer that you really need to be careful of, and since I'm working with paper, I'm pulling up easily, just getting any little pieces of debris. Something has gotten on my paper. Careful not to stretch it. I think I've gotten it now. Or did I just move it up further? But again, when you're working with paper, you just, I did not wax my paper because this is a glossier paper, and I just was being more careful with fuzzing it. Okay, let me get all my wrinkles out. Again, I'm being careful not to stretch, doing it slowly. These transfers are very, very sticky, which is a blessing and a curse at times. I'm going to carefully put it down. And it doesn't matter if it's a little wrinkled in the blue part, because it's the silk screen part that's most important. And I'm going to be using these three colors because they're going to coordinate with some of the other paper I will be using. This is our Couture teal, this is Tide, and this is Candy Apple Red. So I'm just going to get some, I can reach it, get some stir sticks. Might just be easier for me to bring it over. And get our little squeegees. And if you can make a peanut butter sandwich, you can do this. That's how simple it is. Okay. So again, I'm just trying to make sure everything's down here. And I think I am going to do the Couture teal for Always, Your, and Heart, and then do the Tide in the Follow and the red in the heart. So I'm going to open this up and stir it. Now, like I said, this is paste. It goes on wet and it dries hard. Now, this particular surface would be a permanent surface as it is paper. I'm going to add a little distilled water. We have a nice little sprayer, and this distilled water helps keep, you can thin out your paste, make it go further, and to make it go on nicely. And you wanted a yogurt-like consistency, and you always want to use distilled water because you don't want your paste going moldy. That would not be very pleasant. I'm going to get all my pastes stirred up. We have, oh, I forget, 33 or 34 colors of paste and like 28 colors of ink. So with Chalk Couture, you can go on just about any surface, glass, mirror, wood, fabric. And as you can see, I'm demonstrating paper right now. Just get it a little drippy. And then the last one is the red. Get that ready. The red usually is a little thinner. Just give me one quick second. I realized I forgot to plug something in. I'll be right there. Okay, I'm back. I think I'm going to do the heart first, because the one thing you want to do with our paste, because it does dry a little fast, so you don't want to, I don't want to do this entire transfer and then go to pull it off, and then there'll be an issue of it pulling up. So I'm going to pull it up as I go. Put that aside. I'm going to carefully, hopefully carefully, pull up this part of the transfer. Again, we're on paper, so I'm being cautious and not too fast. To me, the reveal is always the most fun. I'll pull this up. And there's our heart. Now what I want to do is, this is a heat gun. I'm making sure I don't hit my transfer because I don't want to melt it. Just giving it a quick dry at the moment. Doesn't have to be completely dry at this second, but I'm just going to lay this back down just to have it out of my way. I am going to clean off my stir stick. And when you use a stir stick, always use a plastic one, because you will draw out the moisture if you use a wooden one. Get this out of the way. And what I said, I wanted to do always follow your heart, so I wanted to do always in our Couture teal, and the follow in the tide. So you're just dipping, you don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. Making sure that you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So I'm just being careful not to get into the other part of the transfer that I don't want this color. And again, you only need to cover the open areas. And you scrape off your excess. Put that aside. I'm going to pull this back. I'm trying not to pull from the corner. Again, I don't want to distort the transfer. Here's the always, looking nice. Okay, just going to lay it down a little bit. Make sure everything's down for the next part of the transfer. Going to go again with the tide. Again, if you're out there, please say hi to me. I can't always see you unless you say hi. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. But again, I'm using our Watts of Love transfer, $2 for every purchase of this transfer goes to support, I believe it's Kenya at this point, families, underprivileged families, so that they have light. They don't have to rely on kerosene, which is dangerous and can be expensive. And this way, having these lights, they can save their money that they would have used to buy the kerosene and buy chicken, and then they can sell the eggs and then slowly work their way up to buying other livestock such as a goat to sell the milk and so on. So it really, really helps these families. So I hope that it's something you'd consider when you're ready to go to my chalk site. It's the Always Follow Your Heart, Watts of Love, WATTS. Little play on words there. Little smudge. But I am not worrying about it. This is for me. So now I'm going back. You hear a noise, ticking sound. It's my laminator. I had to turn that on early so it would be heated up. So I'm just going to do this. We're almost done the actual chalking portion of the project. Like I said, you can wax paper. I chose not to because this has a shimmer to it. Let me scrape. If you're catching this on replay, I'd appreciate you typing hashtag replay into the comment box. You'll know we're live because you'll see that little red light. And again, please say hi so I know you're there. Okay, I think this turned out pretty cute. Let me get this part done. Oh no. Gently. There we go. We don't want our transfer folding back on itself. And you just wash that with slightly warm water, and you never want to use anything hot because that will melt your transfer, and that would be sad. Just put the lids on here so I don't splash anything or knock anything over. So I'm just going to do a quick dry. It doesn't take much. For those of you who aren't familiar with laminating, you get these little pouches and you have a laminating machine. I'm just going to put my um, paper in there that I chalked. Again, showing how versatile our product is. Try to get this centered. You want to get it all the way at the end. And I don't know if you'll be able to see the laminating machine. Let me just see. Hey, if you're there, please say hi so I can say hi back to you. Okay, let me see. My cord's not quite long enough, but you'll get the idea here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the sealed edge first. I'm putting through my laminating machine, and it's going to pull through. Now, what we're going to do is cover this little inexpensive notebook, a 3-ring binder. And once that goes through, I can put, you want to use heavy duty double stick tape. And let me move some of my stuff out of the way here. So I have some things already taped up, ready to go, so you didn't have to sit here and watch me put tape on, but I will show you how to do it. So this is my front. So when I open, there we go. So now here we have the lamination. I'm going to turn it off so we don't keep hearing that chug, chug, chug sound. So what's going to happen is I'm going to use heavy duty double stick tape to attach this. And this process, for those of you who do traveler's notebooks, journals, planners, making your own, it's wonderful because then you can customize it. And that's the great thing about Chalk Couture, is that it allows you to customize with the color that you like, with the design that you like. So that's the ideal thing for people who can't find what they're interested in the craft store. So, like I said, I used heavy duty double stick tape. Get this paper away. And these I had pre-laminated, laminated before I came on, because I didn't think you'd want to sit here and watch me laminate and tape a bunch of things. So that's why, because there's a lot of tape here. Let me get this, because I want this to stay down. I even saw a woman, because this is not an original idea as far as laminating paper and putting it on a notebook or a journal, but using the Chalk Couture, like I said, I tested it out and it worked beautifully in the laminating machine. But it's just nice to have options and choices. So if you like doing traveler's notebooks, I have a cousin who does beautiful paper projects, paper crafting. So let's see if I can kind of get this somewhat centered. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, this is for my personal use, and I'll show you what I'm using it with. But the woman I watched do this originally, she on YouTube, she used carpet tape, because that apparently is very sticky. So that's an option if you can't get the heavy duty tape. Let's see, let me try from this end. I want to make sure it's down. So I pull the paper off, and I think I want it this way. So all I did is I took measurements of the notebook, of the binder, and now I couldn't get it to cover the whole thing because the laminator only handled, my laminator only handled the standard size pouches. But I don't know if you can get other ones, but I know you can get smaller books, the smaller notebooks. So I'm at it. Let me finish putting this stuff on. And in case you couldn't tell, I like cats with the little footprint things going on here. See, gotta be careful. I got some paste on it, but since it's laminated, it comes off. Hey, if you're out there, say hi. Love to answer any questions. I also have a VIP group that if you'd like to be a part of, I will, after I get this done, I will put up the contact information for that. That way in that group, I can offer specials and things like that that I can't in a public setting. Okay. Even had nails in it. Well, it's coming off now. That's good. So you want to have a pretty good coverage. That one doesn't want to stick. Let me get that down there. You want to make sure your double stick tape is, there it goes, is down good. Trying to make this part go as quickly as possible. And with this double stick tape, you do not have a lot of time to pull it up. There we go. Got a little bend in it, but I'm trying to work quickly. So just smoothing it down. This is purely decorative, this part. But when you're creative and you want to keep some of your patterns or supplies, it's nice to have something that shows your personality, shows your creativity. I hope everyone's had a good day. If you just came in, don't forget to say hi. And we're working on a little notebook binder, and I will show you in a moment. We did our Couture chalk paste on paper and was successful in laminating it to put into this. Don't do this to me on this side too. Well, you know what? It's going to go down the way it is. That's not a problem. I can just trim a little bit away. Okay, so let me close this. So we have the back, the edge, the insides. Now, here is what I completed with our lamination and the paste and transfer. So again, I'm bringing out this heavy duty double stick tape. I'm going to put it on the back of my laminated paper. Again, we want to push it down. You saw how I struggle with it. It is heavy duty tape. It rips easily, but once it makes contact, it is tough. But again, I can just trim a little bit of the laminate off it that anything hangs over that bothers me. But you just want to make sure you have the lamination all the way around the edges so that the paper doesn't get exposed and peel back. This part I'm going to be a little more particular about since it is the front. Okay. Make sure I have things the way I want. Now I'm going to make sure it's down and peel the backing tape off. And just, if it doesn't work on one end, you can always go on the other. I think what I'm going to have to do on this one. Oh, yeah, that one came off easily. Almost there. Okay, so I do not want to touch this until I am ready to put it down. And I did round the corners a little bit on this, just so it looked nicer. Yay, got that one down good. And there's the binder. Now what I bought, I got these online. It's an envelope binder with a pocket. Sorry for the crinkling. And the reason I got these was specifically for the envelope component of it. Because what I want to use it for, anything, a pattern, die cuts, anything, you know, the cut aparts, anything like that you can put in it. But let me just walk over here real quick. We have small transfers, and some of our stuff does retire. And the nice thing is I can put them in the binder and I can label it, you know, if it's a holiday collection, in this case it's hearts, I can put retired, and this way I can store all my small items for Chalk Couture in one attractive binder other than the boring blue, and this way I can just grab and go if I need to. And like I said, it can work for whatever, almost any craft that you're doing. If you do, like I said, scrapbooking, small pieces of scrap paper in here. If you do sewing patterns, can fit in here, small trims, think buttons, small specialty items that can go in there. So again, I hope you enjoyed this, but I did want to mention, if you'd like to be part of my VIP group, where I can offer some nice specials. Let me just find where I want to be here. See if I can get this to come up. Here it goes. That's where, I don't know why it's saying Manicam. Okay, let me turn that off. So what you can do is go to Chalking with Michelle, MICHELE.com, and I can type that in my comment box just so that you can see it. And that way you can be part of my VIP group. Again, I was focusing on that this is our Watts of Love uh, transfer, and I am trying to do a fundraiser for them. So anyone local to the Philadelphia area, I have a glass block that I inked, and it's filled with sand and shells, and I'm selling it for $30 for a fundraiser for Watts of Love. So if you or anyone you know who is somewhat local to the Philadelphia area, I'd appreciate if you'd let me know if you're interested in buying this. It's Life's a Beach. Things are moving around with me laying it down, but it's a retired transfer, so it's not available any longer to purchase. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to type them in. Uh, if you're interested in our Couture um, club, our Club Couture for the subscription box with the monthly transfers, please type in club. If you're interested in our business in a box, it's $99 American, 129 Canadian, plus tax and shipping to start your own business, doing what I'm doing, having fun with friends and family, creating your own decor, being able to change things up without having to take up a bunch of space with all the different transfers or all the different surfaces that you might not want to store or be able to store. So if you don't have any questions, um, I hope you had a good time. Please come tune in again. This Friday night is Friday night chalk fight. Mike and I, my husband and I, we use the same transfer and show it in different ways, different colors or different surfaces. And then we compete and get the votes of those who watch, which one they like best. Right now it's tied 1-1 as far as the 2 weeks that we've been doing it. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you continue to follow me. My chalk site, I can type that in for you as well if you are interested in any of the products, Chalk Couture products. And hopefully you will check it out so that if you like our paste and all and the transfer, that's where you can go and investigate the different products we have, because they're amazing product, very good quality. And that's all I have for tonight. So I really appreciate you coming by, and have a great night, everyone.